Reflexive and intensive pronouns. Today, we're going to be talking about reflexive and intensive pronouns. But before we get started, can you tell me what a pronoun is? That's right, a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Now, we've already talked about different types of pronouns, like personal and possessive pronouns. But today, we're going to dive a little deeper and talk about two special types of pronouns, reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns. First, let's talk about reflexive pronouns. These special pronouns are used when the subject of a sentence performs the action described by the verb and also receives that action. In other words, the action bounces back on the subject. Here are some examples of reflexive pronouns in use. I, subject, hurt, verb, myself, reflexive pronoun. She, subject, enjoyed, verb, herself, reflexive pronoun, at the party, prepositional phrase. Next, let's talk about intensive pronouns. These special pronouns are used to add emphasis to a sentence. In other words, they intensify the noun or pronoun that they're referring to. Here are some examples of intensive pronouns in use. I, subject, did it, verb, myself, intensive pronoun. She, subject, herself, intensive pronoun, made the cake, noun. So, can you see the difference between reflexive and intensive pronouns? Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject performs the action and receives it, while intensive pronouns are used to add emphasis to the noun or pronoun they're referring to. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know when to use a reflexive pronoun and when to use an intensive pronoun? Good question. Just remember, reflexive pronouns reflect the action back to the subject, while intensive pronouns add emphasis. And remember, using reflexive and intensive pronouns correctly is just one more tool in your English grammar toolbox. So, let's keep practicing and having fun learning English together.